We are recording in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the Beauty Birds podcast, where your birds, Tara and Becca, have drinks, put makeup on, and talk about shit we like. Also, usually makeup. It's been a while. We're recording. It's going out next week. We've got video. I finally have a good chair that functions. It's all very exciting.
And I'm finally in a house.
I know. You're in a new house. You're in Florida, which you've been talking about for literally as long as I've known you.
It may or may not just be like an empty room, but that's, what it is.
I don't hate the wall paint, the color of the paint.
This is like the least offensive wall of all of them.
I can't wait to see the tropical dream world house that you create.
I'm so excited.
On to today's topic, though. Or rather, on to today's pre-topic. What is on your face and what is in your face?
Do you want to start?
Sure. I have two actually fairly new products for not really shopping that much.
Yeah.
I did the Bravely Go financial workbook thing, and I've been working on my values-based spending. I've been shopping a lot less, but I have new things. The first is admittedly a free sample that I finally cracked into, but it's the Ilia Limitless Lash Mascara. I think their whole thing is clean beauty, whatever. That's not really a thing that I super care about, but this mascara is lovely. I know that you and I are both big fans of the Marc Jacobs Velvet Noir.
Love it.
But particularly in the times of Corona, I haven't really been doing a full face of makeup that often. And sometimes a little concealer, some brow gel, and a little bronzer. The Velvet Noir is too intense. This is the perfect, I guess it aligns with their whole clean beauty shtick, but this is the perfect, impressive but still sort of natural mascara, and the wand is really cool. It's I don't know if you can see it on camera. It's sort of spiky, but one side is longer and there's literally a brush.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've been really impressed with it. It hasn't flaked all over my face. I've been wearing it for probably close to 12 hours now. I'm not mad about it. And the other thing that I actually don't have with me because it's in my bathroom is I recently, on a whim, ordered the e.l.f. All the Feels facial oil.
Yeah.
I had been looking for an eye cream. I went on Paula's Choice. The e.l.f. CBD eye cream was 5-star rated.
Interesting.
So I was like, okay, obviously I'm going to buy that one and not a $60 one. And then when I was on the e.l.f. website, I saw this All the Feels facial oil, which I don't know if it's broad spectrum CBD, but I think it has hemp oil in it.
Okay.
And so I looked that up on Beautypedia, and it was also very highly rated. And I really liked that Herbivore, the Emerald CBD oil.
Yeah, I love that one.
But the e.l.f. one is $8 maybe, and the Herbivore one is $58.
Yeah.
So I bought it, and I've been using it, and this is the happiest my skin has been in the 8 months that I've been in Texas.
That's awesome.
And now I'm tell everyone, and I might order a backup.
Yeah, I think you actually kind of just sold me on it.
Yeah, I think I'm going to order a backup when we're done recording today. Okay, what's on your face?
So this is the first time I'm wearing makeup in weeks just because we've been in moving chaos and just so busy. So I went all out. I did a winged eyeliner.
Looks great.
Speaking of e.l.f., it is the e.l.f. liquid eyeliner, which for some reason I never tried it, and I love affordable liquid eyeliners. My favorite was the NYC, which I think is out of business now. Their liquid eyeliner forever, and I had a ton of backups, so I didn't even realize they went out of business by the time I needed a new one. So I bought the e.l.f. one, and it's actually really good and lasts all day. Really crisp lines too.
I really want to be oh, I love that, but I don't know shit about liquid liner. I don't possess the skill. I don't possess the proper eye shape. I just always look a little ridiculous.
This one is a felt tip, not like a brush. So it has like our eyebrow pencils our eyebrow markers that we use.
Mm-hmm.
Same concept where it's like a sharp line, but
Right.
just a little bit more pigmented and darker.
I mean, it sounds great. I
Mm-hmm.
just can't make a wing look right on my face. I even
We should
had
talk
my
through this.
makeup done at a counter and they did winged eyeliner and I was like, wow, this looks terrible on me.
I was gonna say we should talk through this one day because I feel like we can make winged eyeliner work because I have weird creasy eyes and I have to draw my eyeliner pattern like way different. It doesn't just like eyeliner out, it like jagged.
Right. I think my eyes are like maybe slightly downturned on the outside
Yeah.
because when I try to do that like flick motion, it's like this is not
Yeah.
right. This is not
Well,
like the anatomy of your face is not
right.
right.
So to combat it, like instead of doing just like the flick that like all the beauty people do, you have to like create the pattern that it will like fold to so that it looks like it's straight.
I don't possess those skills.
I was gonna say, which sounds ridiculous, but I feel like I've been doing it since like middle school, so I kind of have it.
All right, maybe we'll experiment on me at some point.
Okay. Oh, and what's in your face?
So I can't remember if I talked about this on recording yet or not. Before Nick and I moved, we had like a going away party and a friend of ours gifted us this bottle of rum. And we've been just like, okay, what are we going to do with a bottle of rum for like 8 months? And about 2 weeks ago, we finally cracked it open.
Yeah, you
It's
even
like
make rum juice.
one of the best things. Like, we're about halfway through the second bottle. So I'm drinking ginger beer with this really nice rum that it's almost like smoky vanilla, like it makes me want Bananas Foster.
Okay.
It's got like a little smoke to it, a little vanilla. Nick put some on his ice cream. He had coffee ice cream last week and put some rum on it, and I just kept eating his ice cream.
Delightful.
It's delightful. What are you drinking?
Remember that terrible Game of Thrones whiskey I was telling you about
Mm-hmm.
that I can't seem to finish? This is the last glass.
That's the end of it?
Yeah, my Lando cup. Yes, I find the worst
Congratulations. Well done.
thing. You know, every once in a while I think about Game of Thrones and I get just as disappointed as I did during the actual finale.
Yeah, they like shat themselves out of popular culture.
Like, do you know how many people would have crushed this during quarantine?
But George R. R. Martin is apparently also a crappy human being. I mean, I guess we could have figured that out by watching the show, but he's like since proven it in real life as well. So it sort of settled the.
Yeah. And like refusing to write the last two books.
No, he like did actual awful things.
Okay, that I believe you.
But anyway.
So yeah, Game of Thrones disappointing. I'm also drinking my pineapple spindrift that I went all in on and bought like 30 cans of because I just want to try one, but you can't just buy one.
Is it good though?
Not 3 cans worth good. Honestly, it's not my favorite flavor. It's a little sweeter than the rest of them because, pineapple.
Probably be great with tequila.
I think I had it with tequila before. It was pretty good. Remember that time we filmed in the closet?
Yes. Man, our filming has been on some major adventures recently. I'm so excited to like have video and get to record regularly again.
So yeah, I have this pineapple spindrift, which is good. If I had to rank it in spindrift flavors, I still think I put the raspberry one first and then strawberry.
Wait, like the raspberry lime?
Yeah.
That's not for me at all.
Love that one. Strawberry second favorite. Where's strawberry land for you?
There's a strawberry one? I guess it lands in like shock. Yeah. My favorite is the grapefruit.
Okay.
I think they like absolutely nailed it.
It's hard
Nick likes the blackberry one. Not for me.
I've only had that one like once or twice.
Also cucumber.
Not for me. Yeah.
They also do like a half tea, half lemonade thing.
I'll stop you right there. We tried it. It was weird.
It was weird. Like, I love the idea. I love iced tea lemonade, like Arnold Palmer situation. But because it's also carbonated,
it was so weird.
It's really bizarre. Anyway, we are not a Spindrift review podcast. What are we talking about today?
We are going back to skincare basics and talking about scarring and skincare.
Right. Oh yeah, this is my thing. So we're gonna talk about scars today, or like scars and other skin things that nobody really talks about.
Yeah.
Or at least in my opinion, nobody talks about in ways that make sense.
Okay.
So like YouTubers and the general beauty community, I feel like the questions being asked and the questions being answered are always about the makeup for skin texture, of
Right.
like how to cover scars. And we're not going to talk about like active acne breakouts today. I'm specifically talking about like healed scarring, either from illness, injury, whatever. I have my own fun personal adventure to talk about. But the general conversation about it in public always seems to be about like, oh, what makeup should I use, or how to apply makeup. But like, you can't just throw a fresh coat of paint on something. You have to like prime and take care of the underneath first.
Right.
Makeup doesn't do a whole lot without the skincare.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
I said you gotta spackle before you paint.
Right.
As I'm looking around at the walls because we're gonna paint them in a bunch of holes.
I'm sorry, is this hitting a little too close to home for you today? Okay, so we're going to talk about the skincare aspect of texture, and also how makeup can't really cover that texture.
Yeah.
First of all, texture is normal.
Right.
We all have pores, bumps, hair, whatever. That's not really what we're going to get into. And with makeup, like you can cover redness or discoloration, but it's only going to do so much. All the feelings are coming out at once. Okay. So the main things I want to talk about are texture things specifically from illness or injury. So like acne scars, chickenpox scars, in my case, a dog bite, whatever. And I want to talk about how I healed my scar. This sounds very like infomercial, like laxative tea. Just like, do this and you'll be fine. Like that's
magic
not
cure. Like a magical cure.
Magic cure. But oh, I meant to pull the picture up on my phone. My family dog bit my face a couple years ago, and I think you can still sort of see it if I point it out. I have had like a huge scar right across my nose. It was really ugly. Like it wasn't raised, it was like indented.
Yeah.
I can still kind of feel it. It was like when I went to the doctor the next day, she was like, you should have probably gone to the hospital, and like getting bit on your face is a great way to get an infection on your brain. So like, here's 2 weeks of antibiotics and a tetanus shot.
Right.
So once I got through all of that and like it finally healed, I definitely had like a couple of days of feeling really fucking sorry for myself and this huge ugly ass scar on my face.
Right.
It was like, I know this isn't like a big deal in the world of, well, in the real world, but I have a scar on my face. So I wanted to talk about the steps I took to minimize the visibility of it and to minimize how it showed up when I put makeup on. And I know that we've talked about a lot of these things already. We've gone over skincare basics and we've talked about skincare actives. But I have another, I don't want to say secret ingredient, but like back pocket surprise thing that really helps.
Yeah.
Okay, so we know glycolic acid is the shit already.
Right.
We love chemical exfoliants here. I know you and I both use a couple different kinds.
I think we both have a favorite of The Ordinary,
right? What's your favorite?
Is it not their like AHA, glycolic acid? The one like the squeezy tube that looked like it could be like a mustard?
That's what I use for my deodorant.
Yeah.
For my face, I've actually been preferring the Inky List lactic acid recently,
Okay.
which is new for me. Like I've never really used lactic acid before, but for some reason I really quite like it. But
Okay.
I think at the time when I was healing this dog bite, I was probably using the Paula's Choice 8% AHA gel already. Like that was already a thing in my routine.
Yep.
And I want to put in a caveat that if you're not already using chemical exfoliants and you're specifically getting into them to minimize texture or heal scarring, whatever, to probably start with something a little gentler. The Inky List has a PHA toner.
Mm-hmm.
I now forget what it stands for. It's a different type of chemical exfoliant, but I think like the molecules are a little bit bigger and it's just a little bit more gentle. I don't want to call any names. I don't want to like embarrass anybody. A friend of mine is healing a nasty scar from having shingles. And I was like scared to recommend like full strength, put a 10% glycolic acid on it.
Yeah.
So what do you know about glycolic acid? Like, do you know how it works?
So glycolic acid is an AHA, which means it does more of like a surface cleansing rather than like a BHA, which gets in under the second, was it like the second layer of the skin? Something like that, and pulls out the
I
goop.
don't actually know the answer to that. The way I've always understood it, or at least the way I've explained it to others, is that it basically eats away at like the dead skin cells on the
Right,
surface
it
of your skin.
turns over your skin.
Right. So it breaks down and sheds away or helps you shed away the top layer of dead skin cells to like reveal the new fresh babies underneath.
Which also isn't, am I thinking of the right chemical, not reaction, but or am I thinking of retinol? Could you have like a purge with that where like you use it and you break out a little bit just because your skin's like getting rid of?
I think so. I
Because I
think
feel like I remember following something where like someone was using it and they're like, I'm prepared for like the purge.
I think a little bit. For me, when I started using glycolic acid, I think it was a lot more of like a sudden onset of extreme dryness.
Yeah.
Though I think any kind of skin cell renewal or like exfoliating type of product can cause some kind of purge where like
Yeah.
you might start breaking out. I think the general consensus is if you are suddenly experiencing a breakout in places where you would normally break out anyway, if that's something that you struggle with, it's probably purging. If you're suddenly breaking out in places where you like never have acne, you might be having a reaction to the product.
Okay.
So obviously I went on Paula's Choice to like get the full explanation of glycolic acid. So it's exfoliating, it helps renew skin cells, like it literally takes off layers. So the difference in texture can be minimized over time when you're trying to heal something. From Paula's Choice, it says, it can help shed dead skin to renew skin surface, visibly softening the signs of aging, particularly from sun damage. Glycolic acid is one of the most effective and well-researched forms of AHA. This was the first step in like, let's start working on minimizing this literal chunk of flesh missing from the middle of my face.
Right.
Which I think started to help pretty quickly because I was literally like removing layers of skin cells
How
to.
after the bite did you start to use it?
It had to be at least a couple weeks. Like it was fully
Okay.
healed by that point. It still hurt. It actually hurt to like lift up the front of my nose, like if I wiped it with a tissue or something, for probably like 6 months.
Wow.
But it was like fully healed, no open wound any longer. Like, please don't put chemical exfoliants like on open sores. Like,
yeah.
that shit should be fully healed. Talk to your doctor if you're unsure. Don't be dumping, just like squirt it on your, it's gonna burn so bad. But as we talked about, it can really dry your skin out.
Right.
And as we've talked about in past skincare episodes and all the time ever in general, chemical exfoliants can make you more sensitive to the sun. So you have to wear sunscreen.
Definitely wear sunscreen.
I think in more episodes than not, we've said you have to wear sunscreen, but doubly if you're using chemical exfoliants or retinol, like, you are not allowed to use those products if you're not also wearing sunscreen every day. You're not allowed. No debate, no ifs, ands, or buts. Like, no, don't do it.
We will come over, confiscate those products.
Okay, so using glycolic acid at night, probably a couple times a week. Sunscreen every day. Not just because A, you should be wearing sunscreen anyway, and B, because you're using glycolic acid or other chemical exfoliant that can make you more sensitive to the sun, but also to protect your skin and how the scarring looks, because if you tan or burn, it can actually like highlight that difference in like the depth of your skin, for lack of better words. If a scar is raised or like indented like mine was, tanning or burning can actually make them look more prominent.
Right.
And so on top of being bad for your skin in the long term, it's also looking worse like now.
Right.
So I don't know. Do you really need more evidence for like why to wear sunscreen?
Have we mentioned you should wear sunscreen?
Just do it. And then we have our surprise, unexpected thing that I probably would have never figured out on my own. The woman I used to go to, young woman, I always want to say girl because she's like a lot younger than me, but she's like an adult woman, who I used to go to for like my pedicures and to get my nails done, is also an esthetician.
Yeah.
And she recommended that I look into carrot seed oil.
Oh,
yeah. I was like, I'm sorry, what? She's like, oh yeah, like I'll give you a sample, it's fine. And then I kind of fell in love with it. Like, first of all, it's lovely. It feels really nice on your skin. Yeah. But actually, it has like antibacterial and antifungal properties and can actually help with like burns and wound healing. And it's probably the only form in which I like carrots. I did some research on it because I wanted to make sure that this is like a legit thing that works before we went and talked about it on the podcast. Right. And not just like an essential oil. Like I wanted to make sure I wasn't being swindled of like, that could cause harm. And this one sentence in particular that I found said carrot seed oil works against premature aging while also healing burns and reducing signs of scarring.
Which is awesome.
Like, great. Why doesn't anybody or everybody use it?
Right.
Which just became a lot easier because guess what I recently discovered? That new e.l.f. All the Feels facial oil apparently has carrot seed oil in it.
So that is awesome. I think it's like what, like $12?
I can't remember. It's very inexpensive, especially like compared to facial oils in general.
Yeah.
I'm looking it up right now.
Mm-hmm.
It is $12. You nailed it.
No, my e.l.f.
It's $12 for, oh my God, just tell me how big it is. I don't know. For an ounce. Wow. Okay. That's excellent.
Yeah.
And it has hemp-derived cannabis sativa, squalane, and rosehip oil. Oh, it does have full spectrum CBD. And then it also has carrot seed oil.
Squalane is also really awesome for skin. For like
hydration. The snail stuff? Is that snail stuff?
Is that the snail stuff? No, snail's its own thing, I thought. 'Cause I had a snail repair cream,
I thought squalane was the,
like derivative of snail.
yeah, maybe I'm making that up and I just was like, it sounds like the same fun word to say. Okay, so routine was glycolic acid a couple times a week at night, carrot seed oil every night. But whereas I was already using glycolic acid, so I was pretty much using it on my whole face. For carrot seed oil, I was like specifically putting a drop or two directly on my scar and then maybe like
Right.
putting another drop or two like mixed in with my moisturizer for the rest of my face. That was more like a spot treatment isn't the right word, but sort of like a
Kinda.
directed, like specific app. Okay, spot
Dress
treatment.
back.
And then sunscreen every day. And
Yeah.
I don't remember how long it took, but I remember probably a couple months later, I like in rapid succession got several messages being like, how did you heal the scar on your nose? And I
Yeah.
was like, oh, it's like not really noticeable anymore. Like it's barely noticeable in pictures. I can't really see it in the camera. I'll try to get a good picture, like no makeup, and post from when it happened to now. But it's been
Yeah.
a couple years. Like I wish I had taken more pictures of the actual process of healing.
Mhm.
But I was so like distraught about it and like
Uh-huh.
didn't really believe that it was working, that it wasn't until like other people were like, oh, it's like really made a big difference, that
Yeah.
then I was like, oh, this actually works.
Yeah, that is
It actually
awesome.
works. But I actually like probably will remember this forever of a young girl messaging me on Instagram asking how I healed the scar. And I was like, you know, it took a while. Like once the wound was fully healed, I used glycolic acid. You have to use sunscreen if you do that, and like carrot seed oil. And she was like, I can't take it. Like I'm just gonna go get it like surgically fixed.
It's a
And like
thing.
apparently it's a thing, but they basically just like make another nicer scar from
Oh.
what I understand. Like she just kept asking me like how I did it. And I'm like, it took time.
Time.
But I just get really frustrated because I feel like it's a thing that the beauty world doesn't really talk about, and everything is so focused on makeup, especially on YouTube. And a
Yeah.
lot of the time, the skincare advice is very uninformed,
Yeah.
and we can do better than that.
Yeah, I always take the like big beauty gurus skincare advice with like a huge grain of salt because I feel like they will get something in and just be like, wow, I got this last week and I tried it and it was amazing. I love it. And it's like, was it amazing and do you love it? Because you got it a week ago. How could you possibly know if it worked?
Yeah, like even when you just buy a new skincare product for fun, it
Yeah.
takes probably like, unless you have like an intense reaction to it,
Yeah.
probably 3, 4, maybe 5 weeks to like get a feel for if it's working, if it's doing the thing for you. So it's just frustrating when, not that like YouTubers aren't real people, but like we're not really living in the same reality.
Yeah.
Like when you're going to get laser treatments and fillers and you're using like professional studio lighting, not that there's anything wrong with those things, but like for most of us that's not our reality.
Or blur filters when they film.
Blur filters, that's a big one. And like
Yeah.
I just feel like there's so many people, particularly young people, that don't understand that what they're seeing is not reality. It's not
Oh
like,
my
oh,
God.
they're so beautiful, their skin is flawless. Like up close they also have pores and texture and like
Yeah.
hair and sometimes acne scars.
Hmm.
Some YouTubers thankfully now have been a lot more open about like acne and other things like that, but um I literally had a dog bite in the middle of my face, so I thought it was a good example. I don't know. First of all, I don't think there's anything wrong with texture. Like I don't necessarily think it's a thing you have to work to fix, but I also know what it's like to be really self-conscious when there's a chunk like not in
Yeah.
the right place in your face. it's
Yeah.
it's a
Luckily.
delicate balance of like, let's aim for reality and like what skin actually looks like, Like there's nothing to be ashamed of, but I also get like when something disrupts your face to not want that to be there.
Yeah. I feel like major magazines and like the top beauty people came so close to showing skin texture where they were like, oh yeah, let's admit we have pores, and they would like Photoshop pores on.
I know Aerie doesn't Photoshop their models,
Okay.
but it's like clothing, so you're not really seeing their faces up close.
Yeah.
I found the picture, by the way.
Oh damn.
So it was like, for those that are just listening and not watching, I'll post it on our Instagram and in the blog post, but it was literally like from here,
Yeah.
from basically above one nostril across my nose towards
Yeah.
the other side.
Damn.
Before everybody freaks out, no, this was not my 75-pound pit bull. It was my parents' 28-pound Lhasa Apso that did this to my face.
Yeah.
Franklin wasn't even in the picture yet.
Aw, Frankie.
By the way, I took a dental wipe to his teeth today, or what remains of his teeth, and he just, I mean, he was like very pathetic about it, but he just sat there and like, he just took it not very well, but like I could have never done that with Caesar, the Lhasa Apso.
I try to brush Lando's teeth, and every single time it's pretty much just me wrestling him on the couch and like trying to hold him down like this and like trying to brush his teeth while he's trying to get away.
Try the dental wipes, because you literally like wrap it around your finger and just stick your finger in their mouth, and it's way faster, and there's no like toothpaste.
Okay, if it's faster, I'll try it, but I was gonna say he will dislike it just as much as a toothbrush.
I think it's like, at least I think the one that I got was minty flavored, and Franklin really likes mint.
So does Lando. He like, you know, the like dental chews.
Mm-hmm.
He loves the minty flavored Arm& Hammer Denti chews.
I don't even know the name of the brand of the ones we get. They're like sold loose at the pet store, but they all like this one brand. I know what they look like.
Okay.
Anyway.
Is it like the ones at checkout where like you just go and buy an alligator?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But we get the big sticks.
Yeah. Anyway,
all that to say, pit bulls are not vicious. It's people that are terrible.
mm-hmm.
That was definitely the point of this episode. Did you learn anything today?
I did. Carrot seed oil, and you 100% sold me on that elf oil, because I feel like every time I've been in Target, I've seen it, and I was like, I don't know.
I'm really worried that they're going to discontinue it like they do everything else.
Oh my god.
Well, they just like cycle through products so quickly, and like I get the rush, but please hold on. I think I'm going to like buy the eye cream and the oil as backups.
I think the next time I'm in Target, if I see it on the shelf, I'll probably just snag it and like try it out.
The carrot seed oil I got was from a website called gardenofwisdom.com, and they make a lot of I think they like do pre-made skincare products as well, but they have a whole section where you can just buy the carrier oils, and like their oil selection is massive. But be careful, because a lot of them say like this is meant to be mixed with something else. Right. So, for example, put a couple drops of it in your moisturizer and don't apply it directly to your face.
Is that what you do with your carrot seed oil?
When I was like healing the scar big time, I was just taking a drop or two and putting it directly on my scar. But I don't know if you're supposed to do that.
So here's our official bird disclaimer.
Well, that's specifically why I said like I would put a drop or two in that area, but then I would add it to my moisturizer to apply to my whole face. Don't just take like a palmful of it and apply, because I did that once with sea buckthorn oil. Do you know what sea buckthorn is?
I do.
It's like a vibrantly yellow fruit.
Yeah.
So is the oil. It will make your whole face bright yellow.
Wait, also, that liquid gold that I sent you also has the potential to make your face yellow.
I haven't tried it yet. It's sitting on my counter. Oh, wait. Did I just make that up, or did I also? No, it has sea buckthorn in it.
There you go. It has the potential to turn your face yellow if you use like too much, or if your skin is just more sensitive to something like that. Mine personally isn't, and like it never really turns yellow from that. But just a warning.
Cute
Now that you have it.
packaging. Cute packaging.
Right? They're the airless pumps, so like nothing gets left behind.
Yeah, I guess if you're like not ready to commit to specifically buying carrot seed oil, though it wasn't very expensive. I think it was like maybe $7 for like a 1 ounce.
7?
Yeah, like
7?
not anything crazy.
That's really affordable.
Or rather not anything super over the top. Carrot seed oil, oh, they must have gone up a little bit. The 1 ounce white bottle with flip cap top is $10.
I mean, that's still cheaper than the elf oil.
Yeah, if you want it in the amber glass bottle with the dropper, it's $12.10, so it's the same price.
Yeah. You sent me to that website for a different oil, the one that was in the Herbivore Blue Tansy. What was it?
Oh, I forget what it was. There was, because we had learned that Blue Tansy itself is like not great for you.
It's an irritant, but there was another thing in there. It was like something with a K.
I'm looking up the Herbivore Blue Tansy oil so I can check the ingredients so I can see what it was. Oh, the kukui nut?
Mm-hmm.
It's KUKUI.
Yeah.
It says naturally high in linoleic acid to balance oily and combination skin. Absorbs quickly into skin for hydration and nourishment at a deep level. That sounds like you in a bottle.
Pretty much.
Did you buy it?
Not from that website yet, no. On the list.
That definitely sounds like something that you would really enjoy. And it is, especially with those carrier oils, you can, get a selection of things for whatever reasons you need them and just put like a drop in your moisturizer.
I was just going to say, honestly, I might just mix it into my liquid gold. For like a nighttime quickie.
I would probably not like mix it all together. Like I would do it each night. But that's what I've been doing with the All the Feels oil from e.l.f. is I've been mixing it into my Youth to the People moisturizer.
Which is such a good tip because like as a person with oily skin, I kind of, I don't hesitate to use oils, but I'm definitely more selective about my oils.
Sure.
And mixing with the moisturizer makes it so much more, I guess, like doable, where it's like, because my skin doesn't absorb them as fast, where like it'll kind of sit on it for a long time. It kind of makes it a much more approachable way to use oil.
I really like it because I think we talked about this in our skincare basics episode 2 is like my skin doesn't always want the same thing morning and evening. I'm a bit more dehydrated, so I tend to go a bit heavier with moisturizer or like hydrating products in the evening, whereas earlier in the day, like I want to wear makeup, and so I'm not going to do that. But I'm not going to buy 2 different moisturizers. That ship has sailed. I did that. That was in my 20s. Like I'm too old for that experiment now. I want one thing, and I really like having, sort of a medium moisturizer. And then if I need to, in the evenings, I can put a few drops of oil in it, or I can apply oil first. Or if I did like an intense clay mask or like exfoliating mask, I can add a little extra oil to my face. And then I'm just sort of adjusting how I use 2 products and not having 5 different things.
Yeah, I agree. It makes it much more approachable for the everyday.
That was kind of short.
It was
sort of to the point.
I know. I feel like we definitely rambled a little bit.
Share with us what's the next step for the house. What do you have left to do?
All right. So we have a lot going on right now.
Well, what's like immediate next step?
I'm going to walk you through what we did, then I'll tell you what we're going to do. So we moved in and it was really messy. And I don't know how these people lived, but it was like...
It wasn't messy. From what you've told me, it was filthy.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, we were told on closing that they hired a cleaning crew, but I'm pretty sure that the cleaning crew was just hired to have like a fake vacuum, make like vacuum lines in a completely empty house because everything was still dirty. The doors were dirty. The carpets were definitely still dirty. We had to clean all the baths and showers and everything still. So I rented a steamer. I steamed everything. That was awesome. Highly recommend. 12 out of 10. Like therapeutic.
No. My solution is just to not buy anything that has carpet.
Yeah, I mean that too. But we're keeping carpet upstairs just because Marsh is so young. He's gonna destroy anything, so we might as well destroy carpet until
That's
he's
fair.
like. So yeah, we cleaned all the carpets, and then we have this dumb fireplace in the living room that takes up like 100 square feet of like usable living room. I don't know why there's a fireplace in Florida.
Okay. Did all of the houses that you looked at have fireplaces?
No, just this one, but every single house in this area has it.
Okay, every house that we've looked at in Texas has a fireplace,
Why?
including our rental. Our rental has a fireplace.
In the
And my
Northeast,
friend's house has a fireplace. They took it out like a couple years ago and
it doesn't
put
make any
like a
sense.
big wind. Yeah, for the once a year, it's like 40 degrees.
Right, like I'm from New Jersey. It gets cold. That's where you use a fireplace. Here, never. I would never even think about using a fireplace. So we're removing the fireplace completely.
Great.
We're removing the fireplace, the chimney, gonna patch the hole where the chimney was. Then we're gonna paint the walls around that area because it's like this dingy yellow color. This could be such a bright house, but it's so dingy looking. So we're gonna replace that with like a nice bright, the color was actually called Beach House. Do we
I'm
stay on
shocked.
brand?
For anybody not watching, my eyes just rolled out of my head.
And then the floors, the tile pretty much everywhere is like all chipped and like needs help. And then where there isn't tile that we're gonna replace, there's like this laminate flooring that just looks like a conference room. It looks like a 90s cherry bomb went off in every single room. So we're just kind of beach housing it up because we're in Florida and it's warm. This is our dream. We're gonna make a tropical paradise.
I'm so excited for you.
I'm really stoked. We have pivoted on our ideas so many times already. We came in hot with like travertine, and then we're like, you know what? Travertine's a little intense because we saw it like laid out on the example. Like they give you like a sample, and we were just like, you know, that's really bold. And then we're making the floor like the bold piece, and then it's like none of the furniture can be the bold piece with that. You know what I mean?
No, I like that. I mean, I like those wooden.
Yeah.
I just like wood flooring.
Yeah. So we're going with like a picture, like a light boardwalk.
I love
with,
it.
like, honey tone. I don't know.
I think you're like halfway between my grandparents, and I already tend to drive across Florida back and forth when I'm there to visit both of them. So now I'm just going to add a little triangular stop.
I love it.
Come bother you, and we can record in person.
That would be so cool. So yeah, we have a lot going on. We're unpacked though, and I'm pretty much done with all the cleaning, so I can finally be like a functioning human again, because for the past 2 weeks-ish, I've kind of just been like in the moving chaos.
Yeah.
I don't even think I've checked trend mood in like 2 weeks. What's come out? What's cool?
I don't know. I do think that we're about due for a smash or pass though. I
We
think
are.
our last one was maybe in May.
Yeah.
And I don't really have a ton. I think to do like a haul for my birthday, and I don't think you're buying a ton of makeup right now because you just bought a house.
I'm buying furniture.
So maybe instead of a birthday haul, we'll do a smash or pass.
Yeah, it'll be fun because I
Next week.
truly have no idea like what's coming out right now. So like maybe I'll even just save it for like the moment of where I scroll through trend mood. Save
Okay.
things. And then we'll go through them together.
That sounds good.
Okay.
I bought this little like file folder thing, but one of the folders.
What's happening? What are you reaching for?
I bought this thing. So my makeup table is now also like my work desk and my recording studio. So I bought this cute little file folder organizer thing, but I put so much stuff in one of the folders that it like collapsed and fell over, and I can just see it out of the corner of my eye, and it's driving me crazy. And so I needed to fix it. Oh, do you know what it is? It's this Giant guide on houseplants that I accidentally printed single-sided instead of
Oh my
double.
God.
And it's like 70 pages. And
Incredible.
it's weighing down my folder.
Speaking of, so we had like 30 houseplants in our stupid apartment in Pittsburgh.
You got to
That like
start over?
they hated life. They were like, I don't know why you brought us here. We want to die. So when we were moving, we drove them from Pittsburgh to New Jersey so that Devin's parents could drive them down to Florida because they have an apartment in Florida. And now they're in our backyard because once they moved down there, we picked them up and brought them to our house that we're in now. And they are freaking thriving. Like, I've never seen plants so happy before. They're like, Jesus, I don't know why you brought us to Pittsburgh. That was terrible. And like, now they're just growing.
That's awesome.
Who knew?
I had a
Who
very
knew?
sad,
Warmth and sunlight.
I had a sad and failing parallel peperomia. And then a couple weeks ago, I like sort of made up my own soil mixture.
Okay.
And I like unbound the roots, and it was like 2 plants and one of them died. And I guess the other one was mourning because it was still in the pot. So I like removed the dead plant and I unbound the roots and I like repotted it, and it's like tripled in size in like a month.
Speaking of bounded
3
roots,
weeks.
your arrow garden.
It's exploding. It's honestly too much.
So that's the issue we had with it, where like the roots in the bottom literally took over like the arrow garden system.
I haven't had that happen. If I needed to buy one over again, I would probably get the 3-pod one.
What did you have?
We have a 6.
Okay.
But like, I literally cannot use those herbs fast enough.
So,
and so I'm literally just like trimming the things that get burnt at the top and die.
Even with the 6, we were told to space them out and not put 6 in it and do like 3 or 4.
Yeah, I think I might place an order and get, because in all the sets that I ordered, not once did I get cilantro.
Really?
And I'm infuriated. So I think I'm probably going to order some pods and just get like basil, cilantro, chives, call it a day.
We just planted some basil out in the backyard. Wait, you're in Texas. Take these plants outside. What are you doing?
We have really obnoxious squirrels here. And I had a like lemon cypress tree that I brought outside because it's huge.
Yeah.
And they literally like dug it up and autopsied the damn thing. And just like shredded to pieces. Like the tree was still standing, but like they literally dug into the soil and like took parts of my tree basically.
How rude.
So I've been hesitant to put anything I actually really care about outside.
Okay, that's fair. We just went off on a thing.
We did. We talked about scarring though and how to minimize it. And we told you about some really lovely products like the new, or at least new to me, Ilia mascara and the e.l.f. facial oil that I think we're about to both go get, even though I already have a bottle of it. And carrot seed oil is good for your face.
Cheers.
I don't have anything left. Oh, I know what else we can add. We have a Patreon now. We've made 5 tiers because we're all about that educated consumerism and sticking to a budget. And so we think that we made enough options with different benefits regardless of your budget. And if you like listening to us and you want us to keep making this very silly podcast where we yell at you to wear sunscreen and tell you to be smart with your money and talk about lipstick, please consider supporting us on Patreon. It really helps with the cost of keeping this going.
Yeah.
And yeah, that would be like a really big deal for us. That's the main thing. That was a pretty big thing. We probably should have said that in the beginning.
Yeah, we definitely buried the lead on that one.
But I think the URL for it it's just patreon.com/beautybirds.
Okay.
But if you go on our website, it's in the sidebar.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the right word?
That's a word.
My brain just went, I don't know what to call it. And then at the bottom of every post, there's a little thing that pops up again that says,
Yeah.
did you like this? Please consider supporting us on Patreon. To which I say, if you like us, please consider supporting us on Patreon. Also, not a ton of people had feelings about 1-star reviews that disagreed with us.
Oh,
I think maybe like we just surround ourselves with reasonable people.
I'd like to think.
I sat and like I tried to think of it for for Instagram to like post something on our feed, and I was like, I can't come up with anything where I would actually leave a 1-star review.
Yeah. Even that Anastasia Beverly Hills dip brow gel, I'll give it a 2-star. 2-star.
Right? Like I can definitely think of any number of things that I would remove stars for.
Sure.
Today I gave a book the lowest rating I've given a book. I gave it 3 stars out of 5. Because truly anything worse than that, like I typically don't finish it.
Yeah.
Or if it's a product, I would return it.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know. I just don't leave. I can't imagine, like, I don't know. That's not even this episode, and I'm still, like, in my feelings about it.
All right, let's wrap up. We've gone somewhere else.
Okay, wear sunscreen, shop smart, follow us on Instagram at Beautybirds Podcast, on Facebook /Beautybirds Podcast. Subscribe to the podcast on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube. Those are the 3 that really matter. And now we have a thing on the website that if you want to get an email every time a new post goes up, which also means most of the time that a new episode has gone up, you can sign up. It's in the sidebar at the top, and sign up for emails and get an email when there's a new episode.
Woo! And do our Patreon.
And please support us on Patreon.
Yeah, Becca worked really hard on this. This was all her while I was in like a chaos cloud of moving. And it's really awesome. So go check it out.
Thanks. Do I have you back yet? Do I have my co-host back?
I'm like 2 to-do list checks away from being a functional human being.
Yay. Oh, yeah. I just smacked my headphones with my hand. Okay, we love you. Be safe. Wash your hands. Wear a mask. Or just stay home. I can't believe we're still saying stay home and wear a mask.
I know.
My birthday is next week. Actually, my birthday will have already happened when this post goes up. But I'm so mad at all of you that couldn't just like stay home and wear a mask for 6 weeks.
I didn't even think my May birthday would be like affected by this. In March, I was just like, sucks for all these April people. Then May came, and then June came, and then July came.
Mask mandate, or whatever the right word is, I think for Austin is through December.
I'm not sure what Florida is doing. That could be said about anything.
They are
truly
on their own playground. Okay.
Anyway,
this ended up being like 15 minutes about scarring and texture and like just a general. We're a lifestyle brand now. Okay, subscribe, follow, comment, engage with content, people.
Yeah.
Tell us how you feel. That's it. It's bedtime.
All right. We'll see you guys next week.
All right. Bye-bye.